Well, hello again, everybody. This is yet another message about yet another festival that we should be at in the coming weeks, and unfortunately can't be. This one is particularly special to us because, of course, we're patrons for Hartlepool Festival.
Very proud.
And very proud to be patrons, indeed. The fact that it's on our doorstep might have something to do with the fact that we are the patrons of it. But nonetheless, we like to put this little message out to everybody and saying, obviously, we miss you all not being up here for the festival, as we indeed ourselves miss the thought of not being there ourselves. But the festival still exists. It's still there in principle. It's still there in the background, and it'll be there in full next year. I'll pass it over to our Chris to have a word about it as well.
Yeah, I think the thing is that it's becoming and has become year on year one of the most exciting and friendly type of festivals, but also successful festivals with everything on all the scales, from top class guests down to fantastic sing-arounds, which are an unusual thing to be able to get together nowadays. The setting of it's absolutely perfect, and it is such a shame. It's in the calendar and it's in the diary, and you just think of all the good times from last year, whether it be at the big concerts at Town Hall, or whether it be in the Fishers, or whether it be in the Jackson Landing. But every one of them was always great fun. Jackson Landing, still getting the beers in at 2 o'clock in the morning. You can't beat it.
Was that legal?
No, that was them getting it in from other places for us to keep going.
Can you remember those halcyon days, drinking in very crowded rooms?
Yes, that was before the 12 o'clock lockdown. Yeah. But in my other role as my work bit that I still do a bit of, it's today I was in somewhere, and it was in a care home, local care home in Hartlepool, and they had said,
good to see you got out.
Someone had said in there that they were looking forward to going for the first time ever to the Hartlepool Festival, but realised it had been cancelled this year. But we'll be looking forward to going with some of the youngsters as well, who learn to play guitar and things like that. So Hartlepool still thriving, Hartlepool still going ahead, folk festival, one of the best, and will be in the future as well.
Yeah, I think the festival does a lot for Hartlepool, and Hartlepool is a great place for the festival to be established in. So, like you say, we'll all be rooting to be there next year, and we'll be thinking about it sort of over the weekend, missing all of the frivolity.
Absolutely, and just to echo what's been said, we are extremely proud of what Joni and Johnny have done. I think, as Chris said, the template that they've come up with, that mix of great, high quality concerts, big concerts that we're part of in other festivals, but allying that to the grassroots folk sing-arounds, late night sing-arounds and all that close, horrible, sweaty.
It's a classic menu if you can get
loud
it.
singing that we used to do before COVID-19. Yeah, it's just wonderful the way they've worked it out and made it work, and we're very proud of them, and we're very proud to be patrons of a fantastic festival.
Two young people who are running a festival, very good.
Yeah, it's good for us oldies to be sort of at least tenuously linked to young people doing things. But yeah, we're going to miss it this year, and I'm sure many of you are going to miss it this year. There's some great friendships being built up over the 5 years of the festival. It just became an established festival really quickly, didn't it? That was magic about it. So
I think partly it was to do with what they did. I mean, they came up with this formula, which is obviously very important to stick to the roots of what folk music's about. But they also added quite a unique addition, and that was their signature one-off speciality project concerts. And the first one, for the first year, they did the miners one, which was centred around the Durham coalfield, which Hartlepool's on the edge of, and they didn't pussyfoot around, so to speak. They went for it, and they did a spectacular for it, and they followed that up with, again, you know, unique subjective concerts about a particular theme that related to Hartlepool Festival or the scene itself, and I think they've got to be congratulated for that, because nobody had ever tried it before, and they found out that it worked.
Well,
And
and the songs from those 5 projects represent about 50% of our new album. The songs that we learned for them. So thank you for that.
So we all look forward to guessing what the theme will be for next year, and look forward to another sort of spectacular concert.
And it'll have nothing to do with COVID.
No,
the theme will have nothing to do
COVID
with
can't be
COVID.
mentioned next year. But yeah, so
We'll do a
thanks
quick
very
song.
much to Johnny and Johnny, and we'll see you. We will see you next year, and we're thinking of all the friends that we won't be able to see this year. So stick with it.
So remember, next year, get round to it and lock into the festival.
Oh, lock in, see what you did there.
Lock in,
Keep supporting
in
the
the lock.
festival, booking
The lock.
tickets as soon as you can.
All the best.
Go well. Cheers.
Hello, Hartlepool Folk Festival. Just to say, I love you. What always strikes me, of course, is, first of all, the most extraordinary sight, quite unique and stunning, the warm welcome we always get from organisers and from audiences alike, and then the huge variety of events that you get there, just so much going on. I'm trying to think of my favourites that I've just been involved in. Interviewing Peggy Seeger on her autobiography, first time ever. The folk quiz, that was hilarious and scary. There were concerts, let me see. Oh, a standout one for me was with Thomas McCarthy, the Irish traveller singer, beautiful singer, and the Orchard Family. That was just wonderful. Loved doing that. So many different, directing my women's folk choir, Workers Folk on the Trinconomaly, doing a concert of our watery songs. And yes, there's something else, can't quite remember. Oh, yes, the Bagpush Show with Nancy Kerr, James Fagan and John Faulkner. That was huge fun, with people wearing their mouse ears for some time after we'd finished, I remember. Anyway, I wish you all the best, and I can't wait for the next one. So may it be soon. Bye.
For me, I think one of the things about Hartlepool that I find fascinating is the weird venues.
I love being on the Trincomalee.
Yeah,
I think it's absolutely fabulous. But it was so low.
Yeah, well, that was a
it
bit
was
of a
great.
problem.
Amy could stand up easily, but we were really struggling.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of a, because we did that unmooring, which must be the only Royal Navy shanty.
Yeah.
And it was amazing to think that all the bits of the ship you're talking about are literally within feet of you.
Well, that's how you found out what some of the words meant about actually talking to the staff.
And the other thing I like about Hartlepool is the fact that there are plenty of places around the place to go and get something to eat when you've finished, and it's a good pub on the site as well.
I enjoy getting on the beach as well. It's always the chance to get some sea glass.
Well, there is that. Yeah. So I mean,
do you remember the year that they did the Bishopric Garland, and everybody came out at the end of it, and all the old APs with their bus passes went and got on the service bus to go home. That was so funny. And I think one of the things is there's memories of so much laughter.
Yeah.
Hi there, I'm Finlay Napier. I'm currently on a caravan in Arran. Hartlepool Folk Festival is the greatest folk festival. I've had so many brilliant times there. I was involved in the Sea Coal project with Ed Pickford and Jackie Oates and Kate Young and Bob Whalley, and that was beautiful because we were able to hang out just up the road in Easington Colliery for a few days, and it was the most fantastically beautiful weather, and the whole area was just full of wildflowers and wildlife, and it was just a fantastic time. I think that's called the East Durham Coastal Path. You'll correct me if I'm wrong, but that path that runs down to Hartlepool and finishes on the headland. So that was great, and we wrote some songs about that and some songs about the surrounding area, and we did a concert on the headland. The only mistake that we made was my dad said, I really fancy this Hartlepool Folk Festival. I've heard Hartlepool's great crack. And he was right. We went to the pub to have a pint, and Bob Whalley came and joined us, and so we had another pint. And then Greg Russell showed up, so we thought we should have another pint. And then Siobhan Miller and Jen Butterworth turned up, so we had another couple of pints. And the next thing I knew, it was about 7 o'clock in the morning, and we had to get up. And Boff and I had pledged that we would walk from all the way from, is it Crimdon Beach? We would walk all the way. In fact, it was further than that. We walked something like 8 miles to get to the venue. It was a lovely idea. It was a lovely idea after the first pint, but we'd had quite a lot of pints. But the good thing is that walking all the way across that beach is a really good way to blow away the hangover. So we had a lovely gig in the church there on the headland, and that's a lot of great memories from that project. And some of the songs I think will end up on albums that I'm going to be doing quite soon. And then I was back again another year when we were in that Royal Navy Museum thing. And that was great as well. I really enjoyed that, and I did a gig on the boat, a couple of gigs on the boat, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, I love Hartlepool Folk Festival. I'm very sorry I can't be there, and I'm telling you, when it's back on, I will be there, whether I'm officially playing or not. Great fun, and yeah, cheers.
Hi Hartlepool, just want to say total respect to your attitude, and I love the way that it's folk gym, but not as we know it. I love the way you managed to balance those traditional elements that we think of as folk music with the wild and the wacky, the slightly punky, the slightly cabaret. It's all a glorious celebration of people's creativity. People doing wonderful things, not to please the court, not to please the record company, but for the sheer delight of saying what you've got to say and doing what you want to do. And we're not retraining, okay? We're just waiting till it's over, and then we're coming back again. So I hope when it is over, if you could give us another booking, that'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Last year I was very lucky to be part of the Your Affectionate Son project, and I got to work with people I never would have worked with otherwise. It was challenging and very rewarding, and probably one of the highlights of my career, or not, as it might be. Yes, great. Morris dancing, beautiful. Wonderful musicians, wonderful singers, and a brass band, the Durham Miners Brass Band. What an experience. I can't think of anywhere else that does this sort of thing. So I look forward to you doing it again in the future. Thank you very much. All very best wishes. And we are not retraining.
So this is a very, very short, this is a limerick, which I'll sing actually, and if I sing it, you may not even know it's a limerick. My Hartlepool Folk Festival request. I saw the folk dance on the quay and thought these are the people for me. And I asked for the chance to join in with the dance, and the answer in English was oui, monsieur.
I played at Hartlepool Folk Festival with about 4 different lineups now. It's a great festival. It's been I've played in a few different venues, but they've always been really nice. One of my favourites was on a boat once. I really like the kind of creative variedness of the programming at Hartlepool. There's always kind of, yeah, just slightly off the wall ideas where, you know, artists get to be quite spontaneously creative. There was a really fun folk quiz one year, and it just gives the audience a chance to see a different side of the artists who are performing. It's also a really great festival for booking quite diverse lineups. I think Joni was kind of trying to make diversity more present in the folk scene before it was cool. So yeah, she also just gives new projects a chance, and also commissions some really great creative new things too. So I think it just, yeah, it gives a great contribution to the artistic scene, and it's a place where folk artists can kind of expand and evolve. So I'm very grateful to Hartlepool Folk Festival for having me there, and for what it's contributed to the folk scene, and what I hope it will continue to contribute. I'm yeah, very much looking forward to going back there when it's possible again.
Well, it's Friday the 16th of October, and I should be heading with my wife Chrissy over to Hartlepool for Hartlepool Folk Festival to spend some time, quality time, with Joni, Johnny, the Wilsonian Institute, and all of my Teesside friends. But that's not going to happen this year due to the pestilence. But I'll be pacing around here in the Lake District, wonderful though it is, missing being at Hartlepool, but safe in the knowledge that it's already in the diary for next year. So I look forward to seeing you all and telling you some new tales at Hartlepool Folk Festival 2021. See you.
Hi, my name's Gina LaFoe, and I've been a professional performer on the folk scene for over 40 years, and I've played a lot of festivals. First time I ever played at Hartlepool Festival, I was interviewed by James Fagan about my life and my music. I think it's the first time a trans woman's ever been invited to do a thing like that on the folk scene. And the last time I was there, I performed in Johnny Mohan's brilliant production of the Barrack Room Ballads. And in this age of inclusivity, I don't think Hartlepool Festival follows the standards. I think it sets them. Well done, Hartlepool. You've become one of my favourite festivals. Check it out if you haven't already.
Hi there, John Spiers here in my isolation pub session shed. You may know me from such things as Bellowhead, but this is about Hartlepool Folk Festival, and I'd just like to say what a fantastic thing it was to have been booked there a couple of years ago. Thank you for having me, and I'd like to say it was a fantastic place. It's held in this maritime museum, if you don't know it. My abiding memory is the late night concert stroke session, which happens in the bar of a boat. Really looking forward to coming back there, if not this year, maybe next year. Good luck.
Hi everyone, really sad that we can't be at Hartlepool this year. It's one of our absolute favourite festivals, and the one where you can guarantee that you want to watch everyone else that's on the bill, even to the point where I was absolutely gutted that I'd got a gig elsewhere on the Saturday of the festival and only got to stay for the Friday one year. Just hope all of this stuff goes away sometime soon and that we're all able to be there next year. Already looking forward to seeing everyone again and getting to the pub for a sing after the gigs. Take care.
Hey everyone in Hartlepool Folk Festival. This is Ursula Holding Gill. Just sending you a greeting to say that I'm really looking forward to coming back to the festival next year, and I thoroughly enjoyed being a part of the commission piece in 2018 and sharing stories for the Bishopric Garland, which was an amazing event and a great collaboration between lots of wonderful musicians and myself, and which was so successful I've developed it into an independent story set which I've been able to tour over the world actually, because I went to China with it later in 2018 and have done quite a few tellings of it online this year. So that's it really. Take care, stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you in 2021.
Hello, Peggy Seeger here saying hello to all who are out there, virtually out there, enjoying the festival. It's a wonderful festival. I remember it especially from last year, 2019, when everyone was enjoying singing the chorus of the Alligator Song and wonderful harmonies on Sweet Thames. I know we can't all sing together, but we're learning new ways of communicating. We're learning to smile with our eyes and to enjoy from a distance. So have a wonderful time at a wonderful festival.
Hi, I've always enjoyed my visits to Hartlepool Festival. I especially like the range of venues, from the intimate to the larger stages, but I particularly like those special commissions where different musicians come together to create something new, so that each year there's something different at Hartlepool Festivals, which really makes Hartlepool Folk Festival stand out. So I'm looking forward to the return of Hartlepool Festival before too long.
Hello Hartlepool, sorry we're not going to see each other this year. I just wanted to send my support to Joan and the rest of the festival team. I've been to the festival a few times now and been involved in some of their commissions with Barrack Room Ballads and Your Unfortunate Son, and I've been there performing with Mike Wilson and Tony Hall as well, and enjoyed every minute. So I hope to see you next year. In the meantime, take care. Bye bye.
Hi, I'm Ed Pickford, and I did the Hartlepool Festival in 2015. What impressed me most was a lot of the concerts were concerned with local history. I have a lot of good memories of 2015 and the Hartlepool Folk Festival.
Hello everyone, it's Jackie Oates here. I'm really sad not to be going to Hartlepool Folk Festival again this year. It's a highlight of my year because it's so joyful and unique, and there's a real sense of fun and community. I just love the setting of the Maritime Museum and going on the boat and looking at all the exhibits and getting to hang out with audience and other artists. I love the special commissions that they do every year. I've been involved in about 2 or 3 of them now, and it really keeps me on my toes and exercises my brain, and the feeling you get once you've done one of these performances is just magical, and I just live off it for the rest of the winter. So I'm really looking forward to coming back soon and to seeing everyone and enjoying this brilliant folk scene that we have, and all the lovely people, new and not old, people I've known for a lot longer.
One of the most magical experiences I've ever had on stage, I think, was performing the Barrack Room Ballads at Hartlepool. It was really just magical experience. Wonderful cast, wonderful audience, wonderful theatre, great arrangements, real just sort of sense of a sort of one-off special occasion, and it just, I mean, what fantastic material as well. And well, singing Cells with Eliza Carthy was fantastic, and I think the absolute highlight though was probably just listening to Mark McCarthy read Gunga Din in the theatre in Hartlepool. So I look forward to many more magical memories to be made at Hartlepool as soon as we get out of this.
Hello Hartlepool Folk Festival, Rachel Hamer here. I have such fond memories of Hartlepool Folk Festival, of fantastic music, canny people, and what a beautiful setting. The shows and one-off productions that Hartlepool Folk Festival put on are incredible, and a few years ago I was lucky enough to perform in Ionopolis alongside a brilliant brass band, and something that'll be a highlight of my musical career forever. I hope you're all well, and I'm sending you all big love and a hug, and hopefully see you all in 2021 where the marina and Hartlepool will be filled with music once again. Take care.
Hello Hartlepool persons, it's Benny Graham here up on the top of the hill. Nothing much doing up here. It's one of those freezing cold sort of mornings with a bit of sunshine knocking about, where you can just sit back and listen to the plink plink of the balls dropping off the brass monkeys. Anyway, it'd be much better if we were in Hartlepool having a good sing together. That would be great. I was just thinking about the other day of singing the miners' hymn Gresford in St Hilda's. What a lovely memory that is to keep with you. Anyway, you take care of yourselves, and with a little bit of luck, we'll have a song or two together before too long, when that nice Mr. Trump's cured the pandemic.
Hiya, just a little hello and a big up for the Hartlepool Festival. I think I've done it twice now, and both times I think I was sort of struck by a kind of a programming flair, I suppose. I can't think of another festival that would regard drag as one of the folk arts, but of course it is. And I think that's all down to Joni Crump. She sees things that other people don't see, and she finds treasures that other people perhaps don't notice.
Well, good evening.
Good evening.
Here we are in the Wellington, the home of our folk club. We shouldn't be here actually. So
don't tell anybody.
No, well, he's been locked out.
Yeah, it's not so much that we shouldn't be here by law. It's that we should really be this weekend up at Hartlepool Festival. As you
well,
all
ordinarily would have been a pre-festival night here.
Yeah, we would have had that.
Up the road.
Yeah, we would have had
We're going to
that.
miss it. We're going to miss it.
But there's lots of things that we can't do for the sake of trying to keep this virus at bay. But what we can do is we can sing a song here and post it as we are to remind you all and to remind ourselves of where we should be, i.e. Hartlepool Festival. And what a better way to do that than to sing a song that was written in 1951 by Graham Miles, specifically about sea calling at Hartlepool. So there we go, and we hope to see you all next year in the flesh.
Book your tickets early for next year. 2, 3.
Sea call, hear the man call. Sea call, hear the man call. If we go and buy a bag, we'll have no left at all. All we need are shillings to buy bread and meat. But if we must go hungry, then at least we'll have feet. Sea call, hear the man call.
Goodbye, goodbye, hear the man cry. It's just a few shillings for the finest of fuel. So come stoke up your fires now, for the weather is cruel. It's a cold place in winter, it's old Hartlepool. Sea call, hear the man call. See him at the end of the road. If we don't go and buy quick, it all will be sold. For I can see by his wagon that small is his load. But if we must go hungry, then we needn't go cold. See call, hear the man call. See call. Thank you. Thank you very much. See you next year. Have a nice time.